Okay, so new week. Nothing particular to show from my side this week, except we have a few more basic programs that you requested, which are, so you go to, you go to basic programs and you click on the update here, which will reload the basic programs, and you have two new basic programs in body, seasonal allergies, I think that's for you, TJ, and lymphatic drainage, which has been made for a friend that is currently under chemotherapy. So it can help for any kind of situation where you need that. So
Which the lymphatic?
yeah, lymphatic drainage.
I used that last night on my foster dog.
Did you? Okay.
Can you please just give us an overview of what you sent to the Telegram group, if you don't mind?
Oh, sure. So I got this foster dog 5 days ago, and she has overload of candida and ear infection, chronic eye, dry eye, they call it, but it looks like the candida just coming out of her eyeballs. And she was on fire, like her whole body.
Just puffy.
Yeah, puffy. Yeah, she was on prednisone, trying to get her to. I threw all that out. Shh, don't tell anybody. I don't use Western medicine, except for the ivermectin I kept. And she'll get that on the 2nd. But from day one, I started with the breathe deeply and the I-10-10, and that helped. And then of course my own, I would let my dogs listen to my own biofrequencies. And then the last couple nights, I've been doing the lymph. And this morning I woke up at 4 and I hadn't played anything for her yet. And she was very restless and hot again. And I was like, what's going on? So I played the lymph, and when we woke up this morning at like 7:15, she was cool to the touch. She was completely at ease and calm, and her eyes like have always been like a white mucus, and now today they're green. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm assuming that infection is coming out. I hope.
I would say eye color is a very clear teller of the internal health. So
say that again.
Eye color is a very good teller of internal health. If eye color change, it means that a lot is changing inside. And I know for a fact that when I'm sick, my eyes are like gray, and almost transparent. So
no, this is the mucus that is coming out of her eyes, Medrick.
Sorry. Okay.
So she had white mucus coming out. Now it's like
It was hard and sticky. Now it's more membrane.
Say it out loud.
You could pull like a cheese pull, like.
Like.
And now it's starting to like.
Kind of goop out and come out.
Yeah, goop out and come out. Yeah.
Rather than just pull.
Yeah, I mean we have
crystallizing. Is it crystallizing? I mean, the green, is it crystallizing? In other words, drying out.
We keep putting it out, Dan, before it gets to that place. Like, but yes, it when it dries, it gets like black, right?
Oh, black. Well, black is good, but black is also not good. but
well, when I got her, her eyes were like all one color black, and super red up in the whites. And now it's the whites are turning white. I can start now to see her pupils coming out a little bit more, but I'm also putting DSMO in her eyes and colloidal silver and coconut oil straight on the eyeball. So there's a lot, I mean, not all at once, but at different intervals. And so, but she's systemically ill. And that's why I'm so excited about the biofrequencies, because they are definitely I don't know if she'd even be here right now if it weren't for the frequencies, because when I first got her, she was not settling down. As soon as I played the frequencies, she'd just relax and go to sleep.
She's
So,
probably poisoned. You know, poison will do that. You
Yeah.
know, that would heat up the body, would also cause drainage across the eyes and all that. And of course, all the mucus and stuff coming out her eyes is probably a good sign. And, you know, I think you're on to doing the right things, but it'll take time. And to try to do it too quickly might be why she heats up so heavy, you know, because fever is good. The body's reacting. That's what happens to us when we're fighting off stuff. And so,
Okay.
is she drinking? Is she hydrated at all?
oh yeah, tons. I also have this black sulfur salt from India that I was given to by the by Brian TJ, the the shaman.
So do you put colloidal silver in the water? Because most sick animals, if you put some colloidal silver in there, they'll drink all the water that's in there. You know, we've done it for
Silver
dogs.
in the water. How much?
Well, probably how big is the bowl?
It's pretty big. We'll get it.
Like
Well, every you say like put a cup in with a teaspoon.
five drops to maybe a quart or something. Yeah, easily five drops or so in there.
There's also
Stir it up really good.
Pau d'Arco tea in there as well.
What?
Pau d'Arco bark tea. Do you know what Pau d'Arco is?
Parasites.
Oh, yeah, that's good for the
Pau
parasites
d'Arco
and
is
stuff. Is she drinking it?
antifungal, anti-parasitic, anti everything.
Yeah, I guess I would just give her colloidal silver water, but whatever. You might be giving her too many things.
Yeah, because you know when you if you get the body to dump a lot of its toxins, then you're just really that's not good either, especially for a being that has it becomes real too toxic too quick.
Yeah.
And that just automatically, I mean, in that state, you can also at times get the immune system to start eating more than just it starts eating tissue because you're just dumping so much. It's just, it can lead to an overload and ultimately death because it starts eating the actual cell tissue.
Okay. All right. But I also use my intuition on like what is, add this, don't, go back. So Dan, I appreciate that. I am using my spidey sense as well in it.
Perhaps that lymphatic program would be super beneficial just because that's, like when you detox, you got to support the lymphatics. You can actually get that out as opposed to it just accumulating up in the cells and in the organs. Maybe that new program would be assistance.
And if I could add as well, just in terms of, we've always been talking about helping people, but now we have a great example of your little dog here. But also, I have been running the frequencies through water that I've been feeding a specific plant in my house as a test. And this vine is about to take over the city. Like, it's like, like the actual growth, it maybe grows maybe half a foot every day. Like
Whoa.
It's growing half a foot. Like,
what frequencies are you using on it?
I'm using my own frequencies. So just basically the ones that are generated for me, because I thought, like, why not actually have it like basically part of the household,
So you're using your biofeedback frequencies, then generating them to the water that you give the plant?
Yes, so I'm
basically lovely, yeah.
Giving birth to a vine at the moment.
That's you as a plant,
That's
Well, a lot of the frequencies in the programs are tied to Schumann frequencies or earthing frequencies, which are known to be good to all living organisms. So plants too will benefit from it, for sure.
Yeah, it only makes sense, yeah.
I have tomatoes and potatoes, and I grow a lot of herbs and stuff. And and there are times when the herbs have suffered just because of my lack of commitment. But when you put your energy into them, the plants literally pull the minerals out. They structure to your body, and they try to provide what they can for your body. I mean, that really does work like that. I mean, like tomatoes, like, I mean, obviously it's a store tomato, whatever, and it's ripe, it's, you know, the kind that have the stem still on them, and it tastes good. But my tomatoes, when they come off, obviously they're homegrown, but I could, it's just like, well, I won't say biting into a candy bar, but I'm using that example as when you take a bite of that, like when you get a sugar rush, when I bite the tomato and it has a sweet flavor, I get the whole rush right through my whole body. I mean, and they're heirloom style. In fact, well, I don't have any that are that I'm going to take off the plant, you know, nip off the plant right now, harvest, but they're, you know, they read your aura, they read your frequency, and if you're taking care of them, they're going to reciprocate.
The
I
bricks
use that with my
level
dog
much
as
higher.
well. Frequencies. Is that why they're so goddamn annoying and just want to be on top of me all the time? Is that the reason?
You know,
Yeah.
another thing I'd like to bring up is the lymphatic drainage, and that's really starting to catch on fire. I mean, the very first Angel, very first person
the basic program that was created by.
Well, no, I mean, there's wellness clinics starting to pop up really big in California for that matter, but lymphatic drainage and Angel, and he got rid of his, you know, he just let his BioCoherence lapse, but he put that out on his website or on Instagram, and he's getting calls from all over the US. And he says, well, yeah, come on over, come on down, we'll do it. He's doing almost as many lymphatic drains as his hair stylist clientele. And they're just, I mean, they get their hair done and then they get lymphatic drains because he can do it in his salon. And it's really a big deal. I'm thinking, you know, it's like, that's where we could put BioCoherence with a base scan. I told him, I said, Angel, I'll sell you back your sensor if you ever want to pull back up. And if he actually had a wellness clinic, I would set up a table there. But he's doing it in his apartment. So, but that's a really big deal. That's going to be another value add to any.
Yeah. Anyway, Christine just did this program, and as you can see, she added a lot of stimuli on top of the programs. So
Yeah.
it should be quite potent. So please give us some feedback once you use it. And by the way, after your suggestion, I just changed Vision 1010 to Vision 2020, which seems to make more sense for you Americans.
For everybody else who's not French, I think it might be 2020 everywhere.
Is it? Okay. So we only have 20 languages to change.
But yeah, I think Chris, we would love to have a separate call with you to actually figure out how we can actually run the frequencies through the equipment that you've built, that you are working with, because
Yes.
so we can talk again.
Yes, I have many ideas, and I'm happy to share them all with you guys when you're ready for them. And you know, that's the purpose of our conversation. And I just want to listen and get an idea of what all's going on. You know.
So, do we have any new update, Medrick?
Yes, of course. Well, we did a small release yesterday, which is still 131, but with small fixes and so on. So what about the beta blog? There was a bug in the causal chain that Dan flagged, I think. So this is fixed.
In the Van Tol as well, identified an issue with the organisms. That's fixed as well.
Yeah, which is fixed too. We now have more details about the TCM recipes. New unified sections editor. Ah, yes, that was for you, Dan, too. I don't know if you noticed this one. When you go to, sorry. When you go to progress,
Yes.
This is something you requested. Now, when you click on the little pencil, you now have all sections, and you can show or hide them directly here. Okay, so this is something you requested last week.
Is that 31.91?
Yeah. No, 31.9. That's on the official version now. It was in 31.5, in fact, on the beta, but now it's on the. So you should have it. You should have it in your version. So you just click on any pencil in progress, and you should see that. You have it?
Okay, so. Okay, I see that. Well, so I click on which one do I click on?
Anyone. Any one of the pencils near the section numbers, and then you can edit the whole sections. Do you want me to show it again?
Yeah, please, because I'm not. I'm on 1.31.91.
Yes, which is the latest beta. So let me show you again. So you go to progress. You open this, and you click on any pencil here.
And show that again. I was looking at the screen.
You go to progress and biomarker, where you have all biomarkers, and here you have a little pencil to edit the different sections.
Okay.
And if you click on it,
oh, it's the edit. That's what I missed.
Yes.
I see. Good. It has already. Thank you for this. It has already checked the less than. Well, I've got a 16-second and an 11-second.
Yes, this is discarded automatically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens is, until now, you did not have a way to edit the automatic discard of sections, but it takes only sections with at least 50 bits into account for the different progress analysis.
Yeah, that's good.
But last week you said you had some wrong recordings that you wanted to discard. So now you can do it with that.
Perfect. Thank you.
And
you're gonna go to the mind shadow. Did you change that?
Yes. Did you see it? Okay. So this is brand new. This is not yet on the official, just on beta. But again, you had a suggestion yesterday that the drive should stay on top when we scroll, which is now active, as you can see. But I had another idea, which is so this is the drive screen. Maybe you want to introduce the drive screen, Dan, because you love it. So I will let you talk about it. Just 1 second for our new friends, just to explain what we see on the screen.
Hello, Chris. My name's Dan McDonald, and
nice to meet you, Dan.
This is my power spot right here. I mean, I always go to this, right? And this is my perspective. So the me inside, the top. Can you, Medrick? I don't know. I have to pin my screen, right?
Yes, you have to pin my screen. Yes.
There we go. Okay, so
just do just a few words about the drive screen, and then we will dig into each section if you want, so that I can show you.
So the way I look at it is, me inside is subconscious, me outside is consciousness, right? My conscious, and then others are is either how they trigger me or I trigger them. Okay. And that's just a basic oversight, and then we'll let Medrick take it over from there, but it's really, really, really powerful.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah, so this is a way to order more than 50 different emotions, where for each of these different sections, so me inside, it's my unconscious world, and we always have emotions and feelings and action, because it's. And what I wanted to show is that in the latest versions, it is only on beta right now, we've added a little phrase under each of these sections. So me inside emotion, the centripetal subconscious root that initiates our inner world. Okay. Then me inside feeling, it becomes a conscious awareness that shapes our inner world. And then me inside action, it's an internal expression that materializes our inner drive. So I hope you will like these little phrases, Dan. But I wanted to just explain in a nugget what are these different. Sorry, TJ?
I like it.
Yeah, okay, great. And then another novelty is you see there is a little filter here. And this becomes really powerful because if you click on emotion, you will only have the different emotions from the me inside, me outside, and others, for instance.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah. So if you want just to see the feelings, you can just filter like that.
That makes it easy. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And if you want to see only me inside, you click on me inside and you have only this one on the screen.
Wow.
Yes. And I think because it's a very important screen, but it's a lot of information to process. So you want maybe to filter and to just focus on me inside emotion, for instance. And you click again on emotion and you only have the 4 emotions on the screen for the subconscious part. So I think it's a new, it's just a new function to filter the screen, but I think it's really interesting.
I have one. Sorry, go ahead.
Can you take those individual things then and add those to your harmonic boost?
Yes, you just click on the plus, you know.
We get those just by themselves if you wanted to work on a specific emotion?
Well, when you hover over it, you have some information on the bottom to see which one it is. Okay, so this is this is the 1, this is a 2, 3, 4, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is also new, the numbers to just see which one you are working on. But let's say you have some. So the 2 in others seems on the 3 seem to be really low. So you just scroll down and you see the 2 and the 3 on others. That is charisma, timidity, and empathy, lack of grief. Okay, so either if you want to work on this one, you can either work on charisma by just adding it, or timidity by just adding it, which are the 2 sides of the same coin. You know, so either you work on the positive, uplifting part, which is charisma, or you work on what is driving you down, which is timidity. But in both cases, it will level up these 2 parts of the same coin. Either on working on what is just refraining you, or working on what is driving you higher, you know.
Wow. It's a yang condition or yin condition, you know.
Yes, you can also see it like that.
I have one quick question, just because I'm new to this. This information would be based upon your scanning.
Yeah.
And the information that okay, just to be clear for me. Okay.
Yeah. It is okay. So this is a very individual evaluation, and then each time you click on a flower, you get a lot more information. So if you want to get more information on euphoria, for instance, you have a general evaluation of everything. You have one new phrase that would say how this particular structure is evolving into your mind, you know. And if you want to know more, you have these 3 little dots. When you click on it, you will get a lot more information about it, and the text of the meditations if you want to put it into your priorities and your daily meditations. And you also know which emotions it resonates with. So it's receiving and sending information and energy with other emotions or feelings or actions. So it allows you to really build something. We could also see the causal chain, but you can just see a form of webinars or search for the causal chain in the app. Something new when you click. So on all screens, you have a question mark here, which gives you some help. And now this help is totally integrated with Screen Guide, which will explain you everything that is on the screen. Some videos, the manual that is directly accessible here, And which something new from the version released yesterday, all the FAQ, which are excerpts from the previous webinars. So you can search by category and get some clips. So you don't have to look, you don't have to listen to the 40 or 50 hours of webinar we did. You can just search into it by keyword and get some clips to get some answers precisely on the question you have. So I think it's a very interesting thing to have this question answer database that is focused on what you are currently looking for.
It's so powerful, Victor. Thank you.
So you have this on all screens.
Well, could you click on like the top grouping there? Like just click on something and how you get from one feeding to the other or the other feeding something? No, I mean, well, even there, if you isolate it, if you can click on one of the bars, you know how you double click it and it shows the paths like in best helpers or something. It's not best helpers, but it will show the.
Now, yes, it should show the resonances, but I've noticed that something is broken in this and I have to fix it because at some point it vanished. Or maybe it's just my version. It should show links here, but right now it doesn't. And it's probably because it's my development version. I don't know.
Could I, and thank you for that. Yeah, because I just clicked on it too. I'm not getting the resonance, but
yeah, I think I probably broke something in the latest version. So this is on the beta.
yeah.
It will be fixed. Anyway.
This is a concept that we talked about yesterday, and I didn't bring up this part. I didn't bring up biocoherence. We were just talking about something else, and but it related to trauma and child. So like me inside, me, you know, outside. Well, what we were talking about was time. And in my body, there are different aspects of my body that relate to time differently. Okay, so if I'm a child and I had a really big trauma, like my mom took me to the store and I was 5 years old. I wasn't trying to steal anything. There was a candy bar. I saw it and I picked it up and I took a bite out of it. And the owner of the shop freaked out. My mom came over. It was excessive trauma, right? I mean, I wasn't trying to steal it. I didn't have the concept of stealing it. But that focus, that became a trauma. So that would be me inside. But now I'm 60, almost 68 years old. And whether I'm carrying that or not consciously, but subconsciously I am. And so I was thinking how you use your logarithms and the high level iterations of your logic, how you pull things out according, and you're looking at cycles and time in this current linear time-space distortion is also cycles, and that's how you're pulling that out. And I'm wondering if there's a way based on how you pull the cycles out, if you can, with this chart, right? And even, it might even be, you know, changing it from emotions to mood. That was brilliant. So that even might be a chart that you can, you know, maybe even off of that chart. I think that the drives would be good because that's really where we're going. But, you know, so as a child, I'm sick, or as a man, I'm 68 years old. But that part of that, and I just use that candy bar thing as an example. But, you know, that's for me, that's time is different. That's a different concept of time for me, but that's a really big trauma. I mean, it was young. You guys understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, if you could use your logarithms to isolate, you know, I don't know about isolating it. It's all one thing. My body's all one thing, but we really went deep into that, and that was, you know,
maybe what we have for time related information is the horizon, which
yes.
for instance here is long term, but
Yes.
we extrapolate it to say it's long term in the perspective of her whole life. But really, it's more like during this analysis, we see that it moves. The respiration of this biomarker is quite slow and paused, calm. So that means long term. So it means it's not something acute that is vibrating very rapidly right now. So we can translate it in plain words to say, okay, it's a long-term issue that is not acute right now. And you see, we have something like 10 cycles per minute, which is the main cycle, which means that for something that happens in our mind, it's pretty slow. So it should mean it's something that is well integrated and that is not an acute problem. But I don't think we can have a direct interpretation of, does it come from 50 years ago or does it come from yesterday? Probably if it comes from yesterday, it should be much more agitated,
Yes.
If it's something that is long into your mind, it's like when you drop a pebble in a lake, it will make a lot of waves, but then everything will just move up.
Yes.
What does the 80 mean then in something like that?
The what?
The 80 in the circle?
That's the resource score. So 80 is a very good score. It means that it has a high energy, a normal agitation, and the qualities here are pretty good. So long term, for instance, is a good marker of having a good quality of something that is well integrated. So it will rise the integral coherence score, which is in the middle. And also, if it's well connected to other things, that's the kind of things that will rise this integral coherence score. This is average, which is quite good. Okay, lose control will probably lower it a little bit. We prefer having things with probably better control. So balanced, for instance, is better.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see this one, balanced average long term. We have 82, which is slightly better, and it's flexible, which means it's globally a good thing.
It can go.
And you see this cycle, we have only 1.2 per minute. And you see this little 215 here? It means it's 215 healthy. It's this particular one is resonating on the healthy scale, which is probably a very good sign. Okay.
Yeah.
So then that would be a good indicator that would be a one that you'd want to choose. If you were looking at two letting go or this one, you'd use this one. Yeah.
It really depends how you want to see things. So health anxiety, for instance, is probably on the negative side, of course. But it is a very high mark, so probably a resource. So if you want to work on the negative side, you can work on health anxiety, but you can work on letting go, which is the opposite of health anxiety in our logic. And what about letting go? Okay, it's lose control, so not so good, but the rest is pretty good. Okay. If you want to work on the positive side or the negative side is really, really, I think, a personal choice. You can choose to be lifted by positive things, or you can choose to just go and fight the negative things, and it's very different personality types that would choose to do one or another one. So I think you should evaluate how you want to work with that, or how your client in front of you want to work with that, and maybe with just a few key questions, you can see if he's a fighter, and if he wants to address the problem directly, or if he's more someone that would like to be helped and accompanied in a more gentle way, and in this way you would just choose the positive side.
Nice. Love it. That says it all right there.
That's so beautiful, Medrick.
Okay, great.
But
So somebody who had post-traumatic stress, so a vet coming back from war or some kind of thing like that, when we run a scan on them, those are the traumas like Dan was talking about. His little boy thing would be a trauma, but the kind of traumas that are going deeper, like in war scenarios, accidents, a trauma that catches you totally off guard, you didn't see it coming, and you have a major trauma. And so that shows up in our stress levels. But approaching what you were doing on that screen, Medrick, would it be, would you suggest going at the positive or the negative side of trying to
If someone is triggered by something quite violently, I wouldn't do it frontally, because working on a trigger is always very difficult, I think.
So calming them, trying to get them to just calm the nervous system down. And there are tracks, certain things trigger that stuff. Could be a scent.
Okay, let's take our previous example. Let's say health anxiety is a trigger for you, and as soon as I speak about health, you just go, you're just paralyzed and you cannot do anything. So doing a meditation on health anxiety directly, I think would be probably counterproductive, because people will just shut down and go into protective mode. So maybe you want, in that case, to work on the opposite side of health anxiety, which is letting go. And maybe if you speak about learning how to let go and so on, people will not be triggered by health anxiety, because it's not directly what you are addressing right now. And if you are addressing letting go and you are learning people to let go, and you are doing some, I don't know, we have 7-day meditation series that you can unlock with survey questionnaires, for instance, on various topics that can help about letting go. Well, people will just learn to unlock new resources and maybe manage this health anxiety differently. And it will rebalance this positive negative aspect, not by directly going on the triggering thing side, but lifting the energy of what can compensate it on the other side.
And in fact, actually, if I could just add just my own personal experience, because I went through a trauma a couple of years ago, and I was actually really unable to face it or to actually look at it. And I started using the frequencies just to kind of calm me down, just to kind of put me into a place where I could start feeling without it being directed or without it being controlled in any way. And my experiences with them were like really powerful, like just to actually listen. So I would imagine if there is a vet coming back from war and they've seen some stuff that most of us will never see in our lives, you can't get them to do EMDR where you're asking them to remember in detail, because they just can't do that. That's where, for me, the frequencies are fantastic, because you just have to listen and just be present and let them do their work without having to actually think about what's in the pill. You just have to take it. You don't have to know what it's doing. So just for my own personal journey for PTSD, really powerful, just listening to frequencies without having to bring your mind into it in any way, because it's beyond the mind,
Yeah, so that's a good possibility. But if you want to work on the personal guide, I would say take the positive side if you are triggered by the negative side, because you have to build the personal guide as a safe space. And this safe space should not trigger you unless you are ready to face it. So maybe as a first option, go always to the positive side. And when you, in our example, when you build letting go with sufficient strength, maybe at that point you will be okay to go to the health anxiety side and face it, and you will be able to manage your trigger words and so on.
Chris, a good start to help with the program, besides Medrick's book, is his wife's Christine's book, Prolology.
Okay.
That's a good thing to pick up, right? Amazon.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
But I would also like to say another thing, that this is just from my perspective. This is what I do, and Metrics made it so much more easier for me, right? Is especially when you put the table up there, right? And I always go through emotions, but your digestive tract really controls a lot of things in your body, period. And when Medrick's talking about positive, and he says, you really don't want to hit the trigger too hard, right? Well, you can in other ways. You just got to keep clicking deeper into the trigger. I mean, it's always good to start off positive. I'm not saying, go negative, but it's always good to start, is click on both sides. And, one of them, most of them will take you, if they're emotional or feelings, will take you to the TCM module.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in there, keep clicking on that. Or another, because if you click on it, that'll give you some, basic, positive or negative, but, it's really, really important. I always also look at like parasites, bacteria, fungus, right? Okay, and when some of the like streptococcus or whatever I may or may not have. I mean, obviously, it's probably in my system, but it's resonating. Why? And then sometimes I get 3 or 4 of the same thing in there, right? And they're different levels. Well,
Sure.
click on this, right? And then click on it and just keep clicking on it, because then it takes you to recipes that either it's to strengthen it or to, it's either constructive or destructive.
Yes. It
Okay.
makes sense.
But that gives you a better definition of, maybe I don't want to hit the destructive trigger on the head, but there's a backup to that. So or there's a blockage, because maybe in the blockages for the constructive and the destructive, right, you will find a common, whether it's in your digestive tract or a TCM recipe, right?
Yeah.
That, on this side it's negative, and on this side it's positive. It's the same coin, but this shows a resource.
Sure.
So now you can click on that resource, right? And that way, I mean, it's going to be positive either way. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you're really looking, and then if there's any doubt, well, then you could go back to the chart, right? Whether it was health anxiety, right? That, in the drives, then click on that one and go deeper, right? And I mean, it's something that you have to look at, you have to see, and you have to say, oh, well, here's the same, right?
Yes.
But when you click on it and go to traditional Chinese medicine, and if you can find that point, right? And that point's in the center of the one up above it has a little teeny tiny red dot, and the one below it, in other words, the flow, has a really, really big red dot. Okay, so that's just another way to validate without, I'm empathic, but I don't have Laura's gifts yet. I have not brought them fully out. So I am relying on this tool, and this is such a powerful tool.
I'm looking forward to exploring the TCM aspect of it, especially just because I'm trained in medical Qigong and see patients on my farm, but also farm for a living. So my connection, is with the soil and with the souls of people. They're very ubiquitous in how we go about dealing with them. And I think that you can use this metaphor on all levels in farming. For instance, let's say you have pests that you're trying to deal with. Well, you don't necessarily just go out and kill pests. You have to deal with the root problem of bringing vitality to where the pests aren't an issue. So we work at it from both ends. And sometimes, like you said, you go a little bit toward getting rid of the pest, and then you have to move toward creating the environment that doesn't is not conducive to bringing in pests, which is soil balance and energy exchange in the topsoil between the cations and anions. And so this is the way we farm too, and also the way that we treat patients. And so that's why I'm so intrigued by this system, because it seems to overlap and just connect everything into one way that it seems like carbon-based beings all work, more or less.
Yeah.
From my new perspective, yeah.
That's like digestion, the soil health.
Yeah, it's all digestion.
Right, spiritual
Every-
digestion. You have all kinds of digestion. Yes, exactly.
And,
Amazing.
Metro, could you go back to that the meridian screen there and just really maybe give a basic explanation of when you see a dot with a circle around it, or a big circle or a small circle? Could you maybe give some comment on that for the points? Yeah. See how you have like a small dot with a huge circle.
Yeah. Okay. So the size of the circle is, I think, is the energy of the point.
Mhm.
So the bigger the circle, the bigger the energy.
Okay.
But as you can see, the TCM points have a special way because they can be full or depleted. I think you say that in English.
Yep.
Yeah.
Energy.
Okay. So they can be positive or negative. In this particular recording, almost everything is positive. There was a negative one, I think. But usually you will find something much more balanced with positive and negative sides. Okay. And then you can click on any points and get some more information, or you can click on a meridian to see all points from this particular meridian. And I think the speed of this comes from the agitation, so the horizontal scale from our flower.
Also,
So they're
if you
they're kind of moving there. They're kind of moving.
Yes,
on the screen.
yes.
Yes. Okay.
This vibration comes from the agitation of this particular
Yeah.
point. So, for instance, this one is moving probably at a higher speed than the other one.
Is that
it's-
indicating like the
it's-
excited state of the atoms, or
No,
Okay.
it's on this scale. We are doing only an energetic evaluation that we do from the electrical activity of the body.
Okay.
So we don't look at actually how atoms are.
Yeah.
But it's a system, and this system has particular curves during the recording, and these curves gives us an energy level on the left scale and an agitation level on the bottom scale. Okay.
Okay.
And this gives us quadrants, and these different quadrants gives us the different petals. So you can see the different agitations from, for instance, the gallbladder meridian. And some are moving faster than other ones, and some are bigger than other ones, which means this point has more energy than this one, for instance.
Yes, I see. This is really cool.
Okay. And then you have all the key points, of course, for each meridian. So you just have to click on the different meridians. And by the way, you can see 20 meridians.
what do the lines in the upper right there and some of those the center lines, not the bar, but the center line.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's kind of a legacy information from the very, very first versions of BioCoherence. So it's not very well explained. The yellow part is the meridian, and the brown part is a computation from all points from within the meridians. So it's a slightly different information, but
Like a relationship.
yes, exactly. And so it's kind of the relationship of if you do the average and the total of all the points, how it is. So it's probably very interesting information, but right now it could be enhanced in how it's presented. So it's not really easy to say, to see. So if you do something interesting with it, I'm also not an expert on TCM, so I'm not sure what to do with it. But we have this information on how the different points are related to the meridian, and you can see we have 20 meridians, including the 8 extraordinary meridians.
Wow, that brown it's not a skinny bar, it's huge. They go outside the.
Yeah. And by the way, we have left-right. That's another information. We have.
That's what that is, left, right.
Yes, yes.
Yin and yang aspects. Yeah.
Yes, we have left, right. Well, yin and yang is top and bottom in this chart.
Okay.
Yes, that's
You relate that to arms and leg, arms
in the program.
okay. So
Okay.
we have ordered the different meridians. On top is the yin, I think, and on bottom is the yang, or maybe it's the opposite. What's
Probably opposite.
probably the opposite? Yes.
Yeah, if it's in traditional format, but I don't know. Yeah.
Lung is a yin or yang? For instance, do you remember that?
The lungs are a yin organ.
Yin. Okay, so we have yang.
Any hollow organ is yin.
Okay, so we have yang on the top and yin on the bottom.
That's appropriate. Yes.
Okay. And then the actual order of the meridians comes from one research that explains the the actual cascade feeding orders of the different meridians. So we have first L and LE, so large intestine and lung, which are the first from which the energy enters and flows into the body. Then you will find small intestine, and the opposite would be heart. Okay.
Yes.
Then you will find bladder, and the opposite would be kidneys.
Liver.
Yeah.
Gallbladder and liver.
Gallbladder and liver. Okay, you're good.
Yes.
Triple heater and pericardium, and so on. So this comes from, as you know, this comes from traditional medicine knowledge. So we just ordered it the best way we could to make it easy to flow for someone that knows it.
This is really cool. Yeah, really nice.
So, could I ask a question as far as the fascia, how the fascia connects to the spine? That's because that's really where the energy flowing from your energetic systems, it's all distributed through the fascia. And this is just my perspective, but from the all the different yoga poses, right? Where it's like, I don't know if I can contort my body like that. Well, you should be able to. Why? Those poses are they're not just aligning your spine, they're stretching and manipulating the fascia connections to your spine. That's what those poses do. Right? So that if you can go through all those poses, then the different poses, that's why they have you. Well, if you, like in a dosha, if you want to do this, if you want to achieve this and you're going through yoga pose, right? Well, then you do that pose, and that is actually contorting the fascia as it's connected to your spine.
And I would, one of the things I have on my to-do list is to do some reflex zones between these different vertebrae and the different parts of the body and the fascias and the muscles, because we have this information, but it's not yet implemented into the app, except when you click on it and you go here and you get some more information about it, including the emotional links, So this could be further enhanced by doing another map. We have the nervous system. Yeah, we have membranes, which is actually very interesting, but not very developed yet. Okay. Digestive system, cardiovascular. I was looking for the muscular, respiratory, brain. Yes, okay, this one. So, and in the musculoskeletal, you will get also some more information.
Yes. There's, I've been researching acupuncture, because there's lots of programs out for acupuncture that show the meridians and stuff. And this one actually shows, it's not just an outline, it's almost like a skeletal outline, hollow body type thing, right? And it would show, because I think in testing, and TJ, I spoke with you about this. You remember about creating, in other words, for live testing or for the, even just with the alchemical, the periodic table, I wouldn't use the Mendeleev. I would, if I'm going to do that app, I'd go to the Walter Russell spiral table. But if you could do a body standing or like laying down on a bed, right? And do a live picture of the person, and then with this program, and you're going to be using BioCoherence, but then you take a holographic, but not the whole body. You don't have to draw all the personal characteristics. It could just either be male or female. Then you expand it over the body, and then instead of showing the flat screen with the little dots and stuff vibrating, it would be selectable. Do you want to show chaotic? Do you want to show resource? Flexible, and then when you're doing a live test, even if you're just doing kinesiology, right, with BioCoherence, because BioCoherence is so powerful, it's going to be a controller software, going into the future. I'm not saying that any other technology is not positive and useful, but I think in the future, BioCoherence, they're going to want to, either if it's through an API or something, and it's not that BioCoherence is going to control or take over their whatever system they provided, but they're definitely going to want to include external inputs so that BioCoherence can, not control it, but provide input. And then at the very least, it'll be a way to test, to check if what they say is happening, So really where I'm going with that is I would like to, well, I got wrapped up in one of my pipe dreams. I'm sorry for that, but that's really powerful. I mean, it's, if there was a way, and you've already done it, like when you click on the, can you go to, I mean, it's the table, when you click on it and then it shows everything, right? When you do a search, it shows the organs, it shows TCM, it shows everything. Can you get to that page to show Chris Medrick?
So it's the new search anything function, I mean?
Yeah. I believe it's the new search, but it's you search something, even just do the,
you can enter anything, or you can just click on your history. But
Yeah.
for instance, if you click for allergies, it will show you everything we have in structures. So structures could be TCM retics, for instance.
This is where I go I don't have to keep clicking and keep clicking. I can click
Exactly.
from here.
That's the point.
But before I had to go to causal chain and just keep clicking and then measure.
Menus and menus. Yeah.
Yeah. And now here it is. You want to approach it a way, in other words, your comfortable way of assigning protocols or diagnosing, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Synergistic with everything.
Yeah, and you even have all these webinar entries. So you just click allergies and you see everything we have in our knowledge base. So it's really powerful.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying it might even become the ultimate, or not ultimate, but it might become one of the major control. Well, it definitely become the major GUI, right? BioCoherence will, but it will, like I say, they're going to want to or need to stay alive. And I don't mean, it'll be the death of them, but just because of what you can do, and it's live. The thing is you hold the live in your hands. And
speaking of live, at this point, I'd just like to remind you all about the BioCoherence Summit that's going to be happening here in October in the French countryside from the 2nd to the 7th of October. The first couple of days will be in French, but then the Monday and the Tuesday will be in English. And we have a really exciting set of new features to show the world. Because even though there has been lots of updates made, there are a lot of things that are going to be presented that are going to blow your mind, as well as the new BioCoherence Harmonizer, which is a patch that you can that you can wear on your body and have the frequencies delivered straight to the point of where they need to go. If you would like to register for that event, it's going to be in the first week of October. We'd love to see you there. We have some really exciting speakers as well who are going to come and talk about their experiences of the product and, just basically the whole world of BioCoherence. So if you want to come, let us know and we can send you the booking information. It's very, very low cost in terms of the event itself, because the main priority is just to basically get the word out there. So if you can make it to France, if you can swing it, we would be delighted to see you.
Yes.
You asked if in the Telegram, I can respond in the Telegram, but yeah. I'll probably give a talk. I mean, I don't mind going standing up on the stage, and it's just my perspective, but it just really resonated with me from the first time I saw it on the Fractal U universe, Fractal U classes. First time I saw that, that just boom, wow, and I mean, the more in fact, one of my longtime friends, his wife she channels, and she has brought back an ancient form of yoga. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, and I'll do this off off, outside the meeting, off channel, but she really needs something for she's had parasites taken off her, but she's a very attractive woman. I mean, healthy is what I mean. And she's got something, I think it's vaccines, because they're traveling and you got to get certain vaccines when you travel. Man, you look at this and she's just turned into, I mean, wrinkled face and everything, and she doesn't have wrinkles.
Let's hope
And,
never hears this video.
yeah, and well,
Okay,
anyway,
It's many names, Dan. Okay, please.
I just like to show. I just like to show you. Yeah. I just like to show you something I'm working on to just get your input about it. In priorities, we might have a lot of things here, and sometimes you don't know where to start. So something I'm exploring, and it's really open to your input, is to have a lighter page, especially for end users, that could be on the front page of the play, which is main. And when you go to main, at the end of a recording, we ask what is the main focus of this measure, and you can have physical pain, stress, psychological, emotion, sleep, and so on. And the idea would be to take this information to just show the most important information for the current recording for the user. And that would be the main resource and the main priority. For instance, if it's psychological, it will look into the drives. Emotions would look into the moods. Sleep would look into the momentum. And the idea would be to make it very simple like that, to say how you can be helped by your main resource and what is the most important priority related to sleep, for instance. So that will be live in the next beta version in a slightly better way than that. And please give us your feedback about it to see if it can help and if it can make. The goal is to make things as simple as possible when people do the scan and want to get some information and don't want to be overwhelmed by, 58 priorities. So we have to start somewhere, and starting somewhere is probably people tell us they want to work on sleep. So we will get information that is really related to sleep, just front and center for them. And it will not change the rest of the priorities. So if you want to explore and to add priorities and so on, you still have the same system, of course. But what would be shown as a priority would be dependent on what kind of work you want to do front and foremost on this recording. And it could be shown on the play here. So you have the main flower, you have your personality, you have your inner music, and we could have a fourth screen, which would be your main priority, which is somehow the same as this screen. Okay, so when it's live in the next beta version, please play a little bit with it and tell me what you think about it.
1 hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
1 hour and 3 minutes. That was me.
are you still recording?
Yes.
I have a question I'd like to ask, but not recorded.
Yeah, okay. So does anybody else have something to say on the record?
Just that I came up with the 3 Ps: people, plants, and pets. BioCoherence.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so